Hello, streaming to you live. I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Today is Thursday, April 9th, 2026, and I want to talk about enhancing sports performance, and then I will follow up with the 9-minute warm-up and shoulders, rotator, and trap exercises. So, to begin, I have a short little presentation for you because there is a lot of excitement around water, and this excitement stems from what is being released to the public from that of LifeWave, and I think it's exciting. So let's have a quick listen. This here is somebody from the LifeWave community, whom of which has received something. Let's listen.
I had to interrupt my workout and my regular schedule of cleaning because something super exciting just happened and was delivered. This is the water machine that I have been waiting for probably almost a year now. So I thought I would unbox it with you just so I can show you. This water machine is like no other water machine. Yes, there are lots of different water machines out there. Some that are gravity filters, some that are ionizers, distillers, adding molecular hydrogen. This one, as you can see, this is called X2O. Let's see if I can actually get it out of the box easily enough to show you. This is the LifeWave X2O machine, light infused water. There is no other machine on the market that has this. This is actually incredible. So I am going to see if I can unbox it again. Actually unbox it here. Maybe I'll put it on the ground. So why is this one so special? This one is so special because not only does it have what other water machines have in terms of, well, it's got superior filtration. It actually takes out microplastics, glyphosate, those forever chemicals that we hear about that you can't get out of in other filters. It adds molecular hydrogen, which again, that's found in some really good, one in particular I'm thinking of, really good brand. But this one is unique. There we go. It's not small. It can fit on a countertop. Okay, so what's different about this one? Excuse me. It actually has light infused into the H2O bonds of the water molecule, such that when you drink it, that light is released. Got it unwrapped. Look at this thing. It's maybe the size of a small microwave. I got to figure out where it's going to go on the counter. I got to read the instructions, how to clean it, and then I'm going to get this baby going. And I'm so excited because the studies that have been done on this, let's just say it takes these to a whole other level.
So this is a short little presentation of what's being released, and it's called the X2O. I think it's great that the founder of the company is acknowledging the importance of water, because it truly is important. And you don't have to tell this guy right here how important water is. I figured that out a long time ago already. Because when it comes to water, common sense tells me that you should drink the cleanest and most absorbable. It's pretty straightforward. Now, how do you get the cleanest and most absorbable? And The reason why I say this is because in all the years that I have been recording my heart rate with this sensor, I remember where I was when I experienced a heart rate of 182 for the very first time. I remember exactly where it was, where it happened, the time of day it happened, and I was kind of shocked because it was the only time that I saw the recorded data with this sensor right here. And after that time, I never really saw it again. I never saw it. And this is quite a few years ago, long before I began drinking the cleanest and most absorbable version of water, which I believe to be is deuterium depleted water with a hydrogen molecular bond angle of 114 degrees. Now, when I met Garrett from LifeWave Corporate, I said to him, "What do you know about deuterium depleted water?" Oh, he said, "Oh, David suggested that you put deuterium depleted water into the X2O." And I said, "Huh, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting?" Because there's no denying that light plays a role with water. And I know this for a fact because my previous role working with the city of Calgary, I released purchase orders for the water department to purchase ultraviolet bulbs for the purpose of treating pathogens in the water. It's no different than what I'm going to show you. So here is I've just pulled this out, and I'm going to turn. Hopefully you can see it. I'm going to pull it out. This here is the same. Ultraviolet. You see the blue? I'm going to turn it off. You see it? Oh yeah, I can see it in the camera. Okay? Ultraviolet is very well known to play a role in the treatment of water. It's very well known. And when I released the purchase orders way back when, I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't think much about it. I was like, okay, light UV ultraviolet light bulbs they're treating the water, whether it's before or after. Now with the X2O, are they using specific light frequencies like from that of the sunlight? Well, if the water was, just think about this for a moment. Sunlight is everywhere. Now, in the Netflix series called 1923, if you ever watched it, it precursors Yellowstone. And if you watch the series, you can hear one of the main characters and said, "Don't drink the river water without boiling it." But the sunlight is the river water is being exposed to sunlight, so it should be safe to drink. But they still say, don't drink the water without boiling it. Why is that? Well, because there's organisms and so forth. It's not depleted of anything. So when I talked to Garrett face to face from LifeWave Corporate, he told me that David said you should put deuterium depleted water into the X2O and then infuse it. I'm like, okay. That's kind of interesting. So, David, if you are listening, send me a machine. You have my address. Send it to me and I'll test it. I will put deuterium depleted water and I'll show it right here on the screen. And I'll test to see if I notice any differences. Right here. Over and above what I have already documented over the past 245 episodes. Now, you can go back to the very first episode and you can see my physique, how I've changed. How many times did I hit over 200? How many? When I talk about a heart rate and how fast my heart rate recovers. Like these are very important metrics. And I'm not getting any younger. You can see my white beard, facial hair, to prove that I am 49 years old. So, but I still have a ticker that keeps ticking. Why is that? Is it because I'm powering the electricity in my body with what I believe to be is the best? Is it a coincidence? Well, let's have a look. Here, I'm going to open this. I don't make any money telling you about this. None. Okay? So this is the water that I have been drinking since 2021. Long before the X2O. And John Ellis writes, making America healthy again, one glass of water at a time. He knows as well that water is crucial for cellular development. Crucial. So John Ellis writes, the inventor of the E5 water machine. When President Franklin Delano Roosevelt heard from our family friend William Frank Snyder, he also had polio like FDR and wrote his will that I was going to apply for the Choate School. The president surprised Headmaster Seymour St. John and called him directly. Since I was only 12 years old, he told his brother, Wardell St. John, to make sure I was allowed to register. While my mother was in a waiting room, a famous senator said he had arrived with his son but was told all available openings at the school had been filled and Choate could not take his son. I think that's how you pronounce that. Choate? Choate? I'm not sure. However, if I messed it up, I apologize. After they had left, Wardell told my mother that although the school was full, he had been instructed to take me regardless of that fact. FDR was always an admirer of his Republican cousin Theodore Roosevelt, but remained a Democrat today. Teddy often visited the Shohola, Pennsylvania property that I bought and feature on my website, johnellis.com. Teddy went there with Gifford Pincott to witness the beautiful views of the Delaware River. After my father told Thomas Watson Jr. of IBM Pitchard left, I was accepted as a Lafayette engineering student. He decided to donate Watson Hall to Lafayette. Professor John Wishampel then called me to his office right next to his classroom blackboard, where he always asked me to illustrate my discoveries to the other students. After I designed the Hickman torsion bar, designed for heavy military vehicles, so it was 33% more comfortable. Okay. He called me to his office. I thought it was about the tension bar, he said. No, we are giving you the only 130 years I have been here for curing cancer. Interestingly, in 1953, when I was 23 years old, I attended Lafayette College. Watson was a trustee there. He made certain that Lafayette joined the New York Athletic Club to fund the American track team. Farmed physiologist Dr. Otto Warburg above came to see me win the discus throw at the Berlin Olympics Stadium. So that's where John Ellis participated, was at the Berlin Olympics. Okay, that's interesting. There's some more here. So John held the world record at 191 feet until they switched to a concrete circle and distances soared because of the better traction. Al Oerter, who won 4 Olympic gold medals 1956, 1960, 64, and 68, told my daughter during an interview, "Your father invented the modern discus and shot put when he added a turn to a standing position. Throwing from a like the Greek Discobolus statue." Interesting. All right, so deuterium depleted water. My patents show you should be drinking deuterium depleted water, DDW, to stop cancers that will soon be here in America. What is DDW? According to health news website frontiers.org, deuterium depleted water is significantly less deuterium, a heavy hydrogen isotope, than naturally found produced through complex distillation or catalytic processes, and marketed for potential health benefits, especially as an adjunct cancer therapy by inhibiting tumor growth, altering metabolism, and potentially reducing oxidative stress. Through it's a specialized, expensive product with research suggesting varied effects on cell cycles and overall metabolism notes. With horrible Agent Orange induced cancers that we never imagined doubling every year as they are right now in Vietnam, the importance of deuterium depleted water was noted by the National Institute of Health, the NIH. Yet people who sell pure water distillers and filters tout boiling and filtering that do not remove deuterium, but do remove the oxygen you need to cure and prevent cancer. After safe radium injections and drinking deuterium depleted water with the help from oncologist Otto Warburg in 1930, the year of my birth, he said, "Cancer cells cannot survive in a high blood oxygen environment," giving him a Nobel Prize in 1931. Otto Warburg, MD, said, "We can measure the ability of blood to go through a membrane into the cells. Nothing is close to John Ellis water." John Ziegler's regrets. John Ziegler, MD, from 1920, and he passed away in 1983, was the American physician who originally developed the anabolic steroid methendrostesolone. I might have not pronounced that correctly, but which was released in the USA in 1958 by CIB Corp. Ziegler pioneered its athletic use as an aid to muscle growth, administering it to at least one U.S. weightlifter when he was a physician to the U.S. Olympic team. First approved by the FDA, it was then banned by the FDA under the Controlled Substances Act. Later in his life, Ziegler spoke out against its use in sports, saying, "It is bad enough to have to deal with drug addicts, but now healthy athletes are putting themselves in the same category. It's a disgrace." Ziegler suffered from heart disease, which he partly ascribed to his experimentation with steroids. He died from heart failure in 1983. Before he died, he said, "I wish I had listened to John Ellis. I damaged my own heart and turned a generation of young athletes into drug addicts. I wish I could have removed that chapter of my life." Success stories. Here's an example out of thousands. A woman with diabetes had a foot turned black and was ready for amputation, told us that after soaking her foot in deuterium depleted water, it turned rosy pink. Why did they lie to me? I would have lost my foot. Dr. Guy Abraham at the UCLA Medical Center said his patients always got better drinking deuterium-depleted water. Unlike ordinary tap water with a hydrogen bond angle of 104.5 degrees, the hydrogen bond angle of deuterium-depleted water treated from the E5 is 114 degrees. No wonder we get these results. It easily splits into hydrogen and oxygen needed to cure cancer. Customer Judy Gray sent us a very nice letter a few years back. I have found the water made from this machine to be a blessing for the manufacture of my nutritional supplements. Huh, isn't that interesting? The blending process and suspension of ingredients is amazing with this water. I make the cleanest, most powerful supplements in the world, and I want to use this water to help others feel and be at their best. Thus, I would like to purchase multiple machines. And that's one of the many examples. And another one that John shared is after Dole sprayed my water on the mold fungus, destroying their vast banana plantations in 5 countries, with mold sickening many of their 220,000 workers who inhaled the spores. Dole sent us a letter asking for us to comply with international food regulations. The FDA wants to know what herbicide you are using in your water. Our answer, it's only water. There is nothing to regulate. And is it a coincidence that the heart rates that I experience regularly now, and even yesterday at 213 beats per minute when I was doing double under crisscrosses right here live, as I will do them again today, and maybe it's going to happen again. Is it a coincidence that my body is able to sustain this high electric voltage to deliver the oxygen that is going through my nose? Now, what you can't see and what you probably can't hear is my breathing rate. And this is one of the things that I have talked about numerous times before. I wonder what my real VO2 numbers are. I really do. And I would love to demonstrate that to you right here live. Showing you in real time what they are. But that device is expensive. I don't have the income to procure it. But if you look at my heart rate recovery, and I'll show it again, yesterday. Oh yeah, here it is. So, April 8th, 2026. You can clearly see 213. But look at how fast my heart recovers when I was done. Watch the replay from yesterday. I encourage you to do it. Is it a fluke that I can hit these heart rates over and over and over again? And yet here I am the next day, smiling, telling you the story. Is it a coincidence that LifeWave knows that in order for this to work, you need to have the cleanest and most absorbable? You need to have it. So am I already a step ahead? I ask you that question. Is it a coincidence that since adding the X49 now, with the use of the X39, which is right here, and here's the X49 and then benefiting from the cleanest and most absorbable water. Is it a coincidence that now I'm seeing it weekly since I started using this? Is it a coincidence? Because you can go back and look every single day that I did the 9-minute warm-up. Did my heart rate go over 200? Was it a regular occurrence? So, do I believe that the AHK peptide that my body is formulating from the activation of that from the X49, is it working? Now, my physique, here. Am I super muscular? No. But am I strong like a horse? I think so. I certainly got energy when I do the Feel It Friday sessions. If you think you got gas in the tank, good energy levels, can you keep up with me? I don't have anybody to motivate me here when I'm doing that workout. I'm pretty plain Jane. It's boring to watch, but can you keep pace with me? I ask you that question. Can you do it? If you can, it's good. If you can't, then you know. I'm not doing I'm not doing burpees. Not yet. You want me to do burpees? I'll do burpees. I'm not afraid to do burpees. But I kind of can keep it kind of, how would you say, less intense. Because the burpee is, there's a lot of people that don't like burpees. And I'll be one to admit I don't like them either. But are they good for you? Yeah, they're good for you. Is it something that you could do regularly? You have to build up the strength for it. If you want to see burpees, comment. Tell me. And I'll start doing it if you want to see it. So, today's exercises. That's enough of my spiel for today. Today's exercises are going to be, I'm going to do start with the rear deltoids. I like to do the face pulls. And then I'll do the archers. I call them archers. I'm going to put the heart rate monitor up here, so as I did yesterday. So, there's my, I'm just changing the position. And it doesn't matter if the heart rate monitor sensor is here, whether it's here or whether it's here, it reads the same. So if I wore a chest strap monitor here, it would read the same 200. So back to the exercises. Be doing a face pull. So I'll be setting the vibration plate in front of the wall there. So I have the two red bands. There's one here and one over there. And then I will crisscross them and attach them to the elbow. And then I will grab the green and I will pull them across like this and then make a W. And then the second exercise, I'm going to take one of the red bands and attach it higher up here. And the other red band is going to come and I'm going to attach it to this post. And then the post is going to pull. You want to have the band pulling the elbow towards the center of your torso to your sternum. And then you're going to pull them apart like this. And by doing that, you're going to activate the rear deltoid from a stretched position. Okay. Then the third exercise is going to be the medial delt, and I call it the F-rom, so full range of motion or movement. And basically, I'm going to take I've got green bands. I'm going to change the position of this and anchor it from the bottom. So I'm going to attach. I'm going to attach the. How did I do it last time? The red bands. Oh, yeah, I can use a red. I'll use a red band. So I'll cut it in half. I'll do a single red and then raise them up. I'm going to do a side lateral raise. And then the green band is going to pull at the bottom. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a single, yes, I think that's what I'll do. A single red and green. So it'll be about, I'm going to just set it up here so I don't forget. I'm going to use this is going to be for the side lateral raise. So I will step on the green like that, or on the door anchors, and then press them up like this, meanwhile while holding the greens as well like this and pulling them apart. So that will be that for the medial side lateral raise. And then the fourth will be a front delt raise where you keep the elbows kind of a little bit closer together, shoulder width apart, and then press this way, and that way you're going to activate the front rear delts. And then I will have a band that's attached behind me, so that way I'm pressing like this as if I'm doing a push-up kind of, because the push-up does get involved with the front deltoid, but I just want to get that full stretch. Pull it here and then press up like that. And then the rotators will be taking a pool noodle, and I will attach it underneath the elbow, and you hold that into place, and you can change the position of the elbow in relation to your torso, so you can have it in front like this and then doing extending, so going through the external rotation of the elbow, so basically taking the palm and turning it this way. And I actually like to rotate my torso in relation to the wall where I anchor the green band. I will be using the green one today, and the reason being is because the green provides enough resistance to activate that muscle, the rotator, which is a small one, and I use 10 pounds worth of resistance. And for the 3 minutes, it certainly gets a lot of discomfort. So a lot of time under tension, more specifically. And then the last exercise will be the traps, where I will take the orange bands. I'll take dual orange bands, put them under my feet, and pull on the traps like this, so that way you work the trapezius muscle. And that will be the final exercise for today. So with that, I'm going to turn on the metronome I've got here. Set the tempo. All right, I'm going to set it for 140. I did that yesterday. I'm going to do the same today. And I will be using the Buddy Lee Rope Master. You can find this on this particular model on not directly from Buddy Lee, as it has been discontinued, but you can still find it. There's lots of people that are selling it still. This is one of my favorites. If you want to upgrade it, then you can get the Arrow 2, which has a very similar design that does where you have the fluidity and the motion. And so it's a great product. So without further ado, let's begin. I'm going to turn on the heart rate monitor, as I forgot to do that, so you can see here it's shining. So come on. Sometimes it takes some time for it to find it. Come on. There we go. All right. I'm alive. I'm going to set the tempo for 140, as you can hear it. And let's begin. So this is just a basic bounce. So 2-foot bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 2, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can do all kinds of variations to practice your coordination and switching between different types of movements. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when you get good at transitioning between different movements, you can get more creative, and the only limitation is your ability to actually do it. And until you trip like that. So my heart rate's pretty relaxed today. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. If I can make it go up over 200. This tempo is pretty comfortable, actually, at 140. Okay. You can kind of tell how wide the rope is. Certainly better at doing the crisscrosses like this. I don't trip as often with this rope. So doing the tricks is a lot easier. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm tripping. So, in 30 seconds, this is when I'm going to switch to doing double unders, and I will try doing crisscrosses, or double under crisscrosses today, again, to see what, how it goes. All right. So, getting close. Ready? Seven, 8. Really? Really hot. Ouch. All right. Not bad today, but certainly didn't hit the big numbers, which I was thinking would happen today, but it didn't. So it just all depends on how my body is reacting, and I do know that the barometric pressure change is has been going back up. So I think maybe that has something to do with it today. I whipped myself a few times with that rope. Alright, so 1 minute down here. So I'm just going to change the tempo to 60 minutes or 60 beats per minute. And I will do the dead man hang. I'll try to do it at the end. I've been trying this the last few days. And sometimes I remember to do it before doing the debrief. But yesterday I did it after I finished live streaming. So today I'll try to do it. Try to remember to do it with live. All right. So first exercise I said is the face pull. All right. So 60 beats per minute, as you see. Heart rate has recovered nicely. So take the red bands and I'm going to attach it to the elbows because, yes, okay. So I have tension here pulling right at the my elbows away. So if I'm doing a row, I can feel the tension there. It just kind of starts if the I suppose I could muster up I just visualized here how I could potentially do this in one shot as opposed to doing two separate exercises, but I'll consider that for next week, where I'll attach the bands on the side and do a face pull from this post here because I have another anchor point that I could do that with. So I think that's what I might try next week. So with that, just going to pull this a little bit more so I have more amplitude, and let's begin. So here I am holding green band in my hands and kind of pulling it across. You can pull it or mimic holding a single band between each hand versus attached to the wall. So here I'm activating the rear deltoid at full at the end of its range of motion or range of movement. The archer, the next exercise is going to target the beginning area of the range of movement. So I'm certainly developing the strength. I can feel the difference. Especially now with the red bands. A quick rest here. Allow the deltoid to get some blood back into the muscle by relaxing. ever so slightly, because when you keep holding the tension, the blood's being squeezed out. Okay, allowing the blood to flow back. Now squeezing it out again. Oh, wow. I could essentially lower the step a little bit so that way my elbows are more in line, because the bands are pulling down a little bit. I might try that for next week, just to see, get a little of different sensation, but I can certainly feel the trapezius getting involved a little bit, along with the rear deltoids, so they're working in kind of together. So, all right, I'm going to set this band up here and follow up with this guy on the post over there. All right, next up is to move this out of the way, the bottom step. Okay, yes. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to position this in the center somewhere here. Yeah, a little bit to the left, not much. There we go, okay. So this one, I'm going to attach here. Ah, yes. And then this guy here. So opposite elbows. Now, starting from the full stretched position and working the deltoid to get close to the, here we are holding it here. You can raise it up and down. Try not to use the bands. Try not to let them grip on your other arm, kind of thing. So here I am stretching it from full stretch. Okay, I'm going to switch the position now to go underneath. So that way this one is stretching slightly different angle. And by anchoring them at the elbows, keeps the tension on that muscle, taking out any compensation that would occur from the bending of the elbow if I was holding it on to the onto the wrist. Because then the the triceps get involved. Oh, wow. Gosh. Oh, wow. Can certainly feel that rear deltoid. All right. Next up is the medial deltoid. So that's where I'm going to take the green bands that are, one is attached already. I'm going to take this red one off. And then attach this handle here so I can have the ring. And clip this guy there, like that. Now, just gonna kind of find the center point. Okay. Yeah, about there. Okay. Now, yes, here we go. I already kind of set up this band here. This one I'm gonna just use a single red band. So this is 8 pounds plus the green, which is 5. So a total of 13 pounds worth of weight. Doesn't seem like much, but it adds up fast. So I'm going to take there we go, like that. So the red band is attached like this, and I'm going to crisscross them. So by taking the slack out, yeah, there we go, there, seems about even. So basically the red band is going to start pulling from the opposite, from that side, and that guy's pulling from that, so you have a tension here straight through, and the green bands are going to get at the bottom. So focusing on that full range of movement, and I crisscross the green, and here we go. So you don't want to lift your shoulder up. You want to lift your hands. Hold it here. Big explosive. You can do an L raise as well, if you wish. Kind of change the get a little bit of the rear delt involved. When you do that, I can feel them. could easily create a second anchor point like this. You have a chair, some weights. With the door anchors, you can attach them to the weights. So there's really no excuses that you can't do this. Just be a little creative. Wow. Whew. Oh, wow. Whew. Wow. Very good. Solid exercise for the medial deltoids. And adding the L raises really adds another dimension to target those medial delts. And you can get the rear delts involved as well when pulling them apart. So super good. Wow. Yeah, I guess that kind of does pull. That really does become another good exercise. Now that I think about it. All right, next up is the front delts. So that's where I'm going to take these ankle straps off this band here. Collecting my thoughts, what I'm going to do, and then reattach I'm using the same generation of red bands, so just if you're wondering why I'm taking the door anchors off that other one, because it's got a different carabiner on it, so it's a different production run. So just for a little bit of symmetry between the generations of the weight, if it's slightly different. Just a little not necessarily picky, but just I want to have as much symmetry as possible when I'm doing these exercises. Okay, then I'm going to take this vibration plate, attach it. So this is going to go on the bottom of my foot. And then the green one, I'm going to attach it to this guy here from behind. So it's going to just get the tug on the deltoid at its full strain, full range of movement. So there's the reason for doing all this stuff. So here we are. I'll set up. So I've got the red bands underneath my feet. The green one's attached to the one behind. And I'm going to press upwards now. There we go. Keep the elbows kind of shoulder width apart. Holding it here, keeping that time under tension. on those delts. Laddering it. Oh, wow. Oh. I get to that point and gosh. No. Wow. So reaching fatigue is definitely your goal. Reaching failure when you're doing any muscle exercise, any resistance training. It doesn't matter what weight you are lifting. You got to make sure that you make that muscle do the work. And when the blood is out of the muscle, give it a quick relax, let the blood re-enter, and then hit it again. So next up is rotators. So that's where I'm going to take this green band that I used for the first exercise. Okay. Somewhere there. So I want to have tension here. Have tension at this point. I can feel it. Before I forget, grab the pool noodle. And that's going to go there we go. So you can turn this way, keep holding the and I twist back, twist away. So that way the tension is pulling at the very beginning. Try to keep your elbow beside your torso. So here, if you put it in your palm, hold it straight like this. Don't bend your wrist. It just allows my wrist to be right on my torso. It's so easy to bend the wrist, especially when you're externally rotating the wrist away. So that's why when I'm at full rotation, I like to hold the put the band right on my wrist as opposed to holding it, anchoring it from my palm. And it takes the compensation that your wrist is going to do automatically. And it happens without you even thinking about it. Because if you're not watching it in a mirror, for example, or with your eye, it happens. Now what I'm going to do is take my elbow, lock the other side, and then hold it like this here. So now I'm getting just a slightly different angle, and I can feel the tension activating already, externally rotating. So I'm squeezing the pool noodle with my left elbow, holding my elbow in place, or with my fist. And by doing that, I can feel the activation of the rotator as well from a different angle. Oh wow. So by using that slight modification, it allows you to get the just different areas of the muscle. And I did that last week this way, and I can already feel an improvement this week. So, which is important. So, now switching to the other side. So, you know, position it in my wrist like this, and externally rotate it. I can see my wrist flexing already by holding that, anchoring it from the palm or the top of the hand. Now switching to the wrist, twisting, facing towards the wall, and externally rotating that resistance. Feet are bouncing. Oh yeah, I can feel it. Already. Alright, now I'm going to switch sides. Put the elbow here. Squeeze the poodle noodle with my right, and that way I keep this kind of in a steady position. Oh wow. Whew. See, if you can hold it like this without the pool noodle, then you know you have good strength. The pool noodle adds some support. If you put it on the left, alright, and switch this back to here. Alright. Last but not least, it's rotator, or not rotator, traps. It's where I'm going to take the orange bands. These are the 30-pound bands from Body Elastics. And I've got the small, or the ankle strap that I've wrapped around a couple times to make it smaller. And I'm going to attach the second one that I have here to the other side. What I'm going to do is just turn this vibration plate like this here, and then step on the bands, so mimicking a farmer's carry with the vibration. So it's like you get a lot of activation from this. It's really good. I like it. And by using the ankle straps the way I am, it's anchored around my wrist, so that way I can keep the tension on the traps. So here the trap is at full stretch, and the vibration is activating with the resistance at full stretch. So you want to start this variation with lighter weights if you're first starting out. But when you start to build the strength, then you can start increasing it. So I strongly advise that, because you don't want to have you don't want to tear the muscle. You want to tear it the right way, not the wrong way. So this is an adequate weight for me. So this is 60 pounds worth of resistance on each side without adding the additional weight. And we're actually, when I talk about additional weight, like dumbbell weight, you can do this with dumbbells if you wish, but then you're just putting more stress on the vibration plate itself. So having the bands like I have here, I can really increase the intensity. Just a quick relax, allow some blood to flow back in the muscle. All right. So, last but not least, I said the dead man hang. So I will do that to finish off today's traps, shoulders, rotators, and traps. Oh, I can certainly feel it right in here. It's a good feel. Okay. Whew. So, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, my left, 20, there. All right. My left hand is what was spinning in the foam. So it definitely affected me there today. So today's debrief, let's have a look. Date stamp, April 9th, 2026. Starting time at 2:48 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Maximum heart rate I hit today was 168. So more or less, you know, my calculated mathematical maximum is 171, but we know that, you should know that 171 is easy for me. So and you can see here 168. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't when I'm hitting 200 plus. It all depends on how I feel, what I eat the day before. When I think about yesterday's meal, I had jasmine rice with some mushrooms, stir-fried mushrooms, followed with some shrimp and just a oil and vinegar salad, tomatoes, onions, and then 2 eggs. So, and I ate some oatmeal earlier, slightly. So that gives you an idea of how many grams of protein I ate, and it's nowhere near 170, because that's my approximate weight. I probably should scale myself to see where I'm at right now, but there you go. So unlock your bioenergy. So you can see, you know, how my front delts, they take up the space when I flex. And that's what I do. I show you each and every single day how I'm building my strength, but also maintaining it and maximizing my longevity to live well, live long, but most importantly, live young. So that's it for today. Tune in tomorrow. It'll be the conditioning workout where I will be playing with the cards, and join in if you got what it's in. If you got the same kind of energy, can you beat this guy? Can you keep up with this guy? You probably could. If you're younger than me, you should be able to top what I can do. Be able to do everything faster. And if you can, then that means you earn a little bit more rest in between the card flipping. But if you struggle to keep up with me, then you know you have some work to do. That's all. If you want someone to benchmark against me. I benchmark against myself. And I'm not afraid to share that with you. And my only ask is that you power your body with the best. Scan the QR code or click on the links in the description to experience the benefits as you see on the screen here. And check out GoDaddy sites, unlockourbioenergy.godaddysites.com to see the other things that I've talked about, that I have documented thus far, and I've blogged about. I probably should revamp the website, but I need to find some time to do that. So, and it'll come. So that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Eat well. Sleep well.